This is NEC News Today. I'm Jeremiah McKinnon with NECNewsToday.com. Here now are the top cannabis news stories from around New England for the third week of June 2022. Our first story this week comes out of Vermont, where changes to the cannabis rules now discourage the use of plastic packaging for cannabis products and limit the need for child-resistant packaging. Chairman James Pepper of the Vermont Cannabis Control Board explained during a recent meeting that a new directive discourages the use of plastic packaging. According to the new rules, cannabis flower does not need to be in child-resistant packaging. Alternative methods of storing the cannabis flower, like in a glass jar with a latch or in paper containers that seal, will comply with the law and are now encouraged. In other states, cannabis flower can often be found in prescription-style, child-proof containers made of plastic. Companies that cannot package products without using plastic can apply to the board for a waiver. The state is hoping to prevent excessive amounts of plastic and other materials from being used in the packaging of marijuana products. This is fantastic news for the environment, and I hope that other states can adopt similar measures in the near future. Now for a story out of Connecticut, where police recently raided a motorcycle club for illicit activity and found large amounts of cannabis. Connecticut State Police, involved in a months-long investigation, recently executed a warrant at a motorcycle clubhouse on Airline Avenue in Portland, Connecticut. The building, located directly next to a Little League field, was the subject of several complaints from neighbors who noticed suspicious individuals near the field, as well as the odor of marijuana. After being alerted, Portland First Selectman Ryan Curley coordinated with police to have the baseball field shut down as a precaution. During the raid, police say that they found over $50,000, more than 100 pounds of marijuana, 8.5 pounds of psilocybin mushrooms, along with other THC products and hallucinogens. 25 individuals, mostly from Connecticut, Massachusetts, New York, and Rhode Island, were arrested in connection with the raid. The New England Craft Cannabis Alliance was not pleased to hear of the raid and released a statement that combative behavior by the police has no place in the community. The organization says that they do not support the SWAT team-style raid and stand with everyone involved, including the vendors. This story is developing. For more information, please visit NECNewsToday.com. This week, I wanted to try one of the highest dose edible products in Massachusetts available for experienced medical marijuana patients. Being quite experienced myself, I located a Bountiful Farms 1,000 milligram chocolate bar and ate 1.5 doses at 150 milligrams total and waited for the effects. The chocolate tastes strong like cannabis, but in a good way, because you only need to consume such a small amount of it for the desired effects. You have to be really careful because this product works really well. For the full review, including photos, please visit NECNewsToday.com. Next, out of Maine this week, the Office of Cannabis Policy had their first out of 5 cannabis listening tours with the public. The Office of Cannabis Policy in Maine has announced 5 community listening tour dates to get feedback from individuals across the state. According to the announcement, the listening tour will be the first major engagement with the general public by the agency since its establishment. The listening tour comes after lawmakers made several changes to both the medical and adult use marijuana programs. The listening tour started on June 22nd at the University of New England's Alphons Center for Health Sciences. Each event will be a 90-minute town hall-style event that is free and open to the public. During each meeting, Eric Gunderson, Director of Maine's Office of Cannabis Policy, will be available to answer questions and provide an overview of how his agency is implementing the medical and adult use cannabis laws. For a list of the listening sessions, please go to NECNewsToday.com. In Massachusetts, there's news that the Omnibus Cannabis Bill has gone to a conference committee. Members of the Massachusetts legislature will participate in a conference committee to reach a consensus on the Omnibus Cannabis Bill passed by both chambers earlier this spring. Senate leadership has chosen Senator Michael Rodriguez of Westport, Senator Joe Comerford of Northampton, and Senator Ryan Fatman of Sutton to reach an agreement with House lawmakers. The bill establishes a social equity trust fund, reforms host community agreements, and clarifies the local process surrounding social consumption. Senate lawmakers passed their own version of the bill in April. In May, House lawmakers supported the bill and made changes, including designating more money to the social equity trust fund. According to an announcement on Thursday, House lawmakers chose Representative Daniel Donahue of Worcester to lead the House negotiations. The Greatest Hits dispensary in Dudley, Massachusetts is having a grand opening celebration this Saturday. The dispensary, located at 35 Chase Avenue in Dudley, has announced a grand opening block party event. The cannabis company is inviting adults 21 years or older to visit their new store. Greatest Hits Cannabis Company has committed to bringing cannabis consumers a music-themed dispensary with a menu of some of the best cannabis products in Massachusetts. The grand opening event promises to have a one-of-a-kind cannabis retail experience that will feature music memorabilia, live DJs, appearances from musicians, and over a dozen cannabis brand pop-up vendors. Guests can also enjoy food and beverage from 2 local food trucks, the Food Comey and 2 Fox's Farm Pizza. This grand opening will be the first of many exciting events that the company has planned. In coordination with local events and venues, Greatest Hits hopes to participate in creating future concerts, comedy shows, and other events. For more information on this story, please visit necnewstoday.com. In Greenfield, Massachusetts, residents are asking officials to approve restrictions on outdoor cannabis cultivation. Officials in Greenfield are looking at passing a zoning amendment to reduce the maximum size of commercial outdoor cannabis cultivators in town. Some in Greenfield are upset over the plan for 3 companies to each site a 100,000 square foot cultivation facility on a country club road property. 3 companies have signed host agreements with the city to operate the facilities. Now, a proposal to limit outdoor cultivation sites to 15,000 square feet is being discussed after residents who oppose the plan spoke out at a recent meeting of the Greenfield City Council. The issue will now go before the Planning Board and the Economic Development Committee, who will craft a recommendation for the Council. In Rhode Island this week, there's an interesting story about a new medical marijuana dispensary that's using delivery to break through red tape. The first new medical marijuana dispensary to open in Rhode Island has officially launched in South Kingston. Sweet Spot, also known as Plant-Based Compassionate Care, is now the state's 4th medical marijuana provider. The company originally planned to open at 91 Pershing Ave in South Kingston with a typical dispensary where patients would visit and pick up their medicine. The local process to site a medical marijuana dispensary would have required approvals from the local zoning board of review and planning board. To become operational in a timely manner, CEO Jason Websky decided to pivot by using the South Kingston storefront for consultations only. The business will use an innovative delivery model to bring medical cannabis delivery directly to patients from their cultivation facility in Warwick. Websky said that Sweet Spot will deliver to medical cannabis patients across Rhode Island, but the company will focus on patients who live in Charlestown, Hopkinton, Narragansett, Richmond, Exeter, South Kingston, and Westerly. The company was one of 5 dispensary applicants that was chosen for a license from the Rhode Island Office of Cannabis Regulations lottery in October of 2021. The first adult use dispensary in Leominster, Massachusetts is preparing for a fall opening, according to recent reporting. CEO of Revolutionary Clinics, Keith Cooper, estimates that their store in Leominster could be operational as soon as October. The 130 Pioneer Drive dispensary will be the first adult-use dispensary to open in Leominster. Currently, Revolutionary Clinics operates 1 medical marijuana dispensary in Somerville and 2 in Cambridge. The company says it's looking forward to opening their first adult-use dispensary in Massachusetts and partnering with the Leominster community. Leominster is next door to Fitchburg, where the company cultivates and creates a wide variety of infused cannabis products, including edibles. The store will be located in an industrial area that does have 30 on-site parking spaces, according to the presentation materials from the company. Their construction promises to be eco-friendly with no impact on residential areas of Leominster. For more information, please visit necnewstoday.com. Last but not least this week, the Connecticut Cannabis Lottery is now closed with over 37,000 applications submitted. Data from the Connecticut Department of Consumer Protection shows that the total number of cannabis applications is now over 37,000. Applications for adult-use cannabis businesses involve deadlines to enter the state lottery for licenses. The final deadline was June 22nd for any businesses interested in a transporter license. With applications now closed, the lottery can take place at some point in the near future. 56 licenses are on the line for both social equity and general applicants. Standalone adult-use dispensary retail was the most popular application type, with 8,360 social equity applicants and 7,246 general applicants. We will, of course, cover that lottery as soon as the date is finally announced. For the absolute latest New England cannabis news, head on over to necnewstoday.com and follow us on all your favorite social media platforms. If you're enjoying the show, be sure to like this video. Subscribe to NEC News Today for more great content and hit the bell icon so you never miss an episode of the show. For New England Cannabis News Today, this is Jeremiah McKinnon reminding you to always use cannabis responsibly and to enjoy your cannabis-filled adventures throughout New England.